The world felt too loud. My phone buzzed constantly. Emails arrived. News flashed. Friends messaged. It was a river of information. I needed a breath of fresh air. I needed a moment of true silence. Not just quiet from noise, but quiet from demand. A quiet that allowed my own thoughts to surface. The decision came suddenly. Why not try it here, in my own city? One day, no phone, just me and the world. It felt like a challenge, a journey not of miles, but of perception. The idea was simple: to leave my phone at home, to walk out into the city streets, to see what happened, to observe how I felt. It was time to disconnect to reconnect. I woke up slowly. The room was quiet. Usually my hand reached for my phone. I would check messages, I would see the news, but not today. The phone was still on my desk, switched off. It felt strange, a small void where a habit used to be. My fingers twitched a little, seeking the familiar cool glass. A wave of anxiety washed over me. What if someone needed me? What if there was an emergency? I told myself it was just one day. The world would manage without my instant reply. Then, curiosity began to bloom. The first challenge was simple. What time was it? It seemed like such a basic question, one that I had never really thought about before. In our modern world, we are so accustomed to having the time at our fingertips, whether it's on our phones, our computers, or our smartwatches. But today, I had none of those. I looked at my wrist. No watch. It was almost instinctual, a reflex action. My wrist felt strangely light, almost naked without the familiar weight of my watch. I felt a pang of confusion and a bit of amusement at my own dependency. My phone was my clock. It was my go-to device for everything. But today it was just a piece of metal and glass, devoid of its usual functionality. I had to remind myself that there was a world beyond the screen. I had forgotten this basic function. It was a humbling realization. How often do we take these small conveniences for granted? I rummaged through my belongings, hoping to find something, anything, that could tell me the time. I saw a clock on a church tower. It stood tall and proud, a silent guardian of time. It was a reminder of a simpler era when people relied on such landmarks to navigate their day. It was a beautiful, old clock. The hands moved gracefully, marking the passage of time with a quiet dignity. I found myself mesmerized by its elegance and simplicity. I had never noticed it before. It was as if it had been hiding in plain sight all these years. This small discovery made me smile. It was a moment of serendipity, a reminder to slow down and appreciate the world around me. This small discovery made me smile. It was a moment of serendipity, a reminder to slow down and appreciate the world around me. I felt a sense of contentment, a rare feeling in our fast-paced lives. I was already seeing things differently. Next, I wanted coffee. My usual routine involved checking my phone for the best-rated cafes nearby, but today, I decided to do things differently. I usually found cafes on my phone. I read reviews, I looked at maps. Today, I just walked. I followed my nose. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee wafted through the air, guiding me like an invisible thread. The smell of coffee led me to a small shop. It was not trendy, it was not famous, but it had a charm of its own. The exterior was unassuming, but there was something inviting about it. But it was warm and welcoming. The interior was cozy, with soft lighting and comfortable seating. It felt like a hidden gem, a place where time seemed to slow down. The coffee was simple, and it tasted wonderful. There was no need for fancy names or elaborate presentations. It was just a good cup of coffee, and that was enough. I sat by the window just watching people pass by. No scrolling, just observing. Getting around was interesting. I realized that there was so much to see, so much to experience, if only we took the time to look up from our screens. Without a screen to look at, my senses sharpened. The city seemed more alive, more vibrant. I noticed the small details, the way sunlight filtered through leaves, the intricate patterns on an old iron gate, the bright colors of flowers in a window box. These were things I usually missed. My attention was always divided. Now, it was focused, wholly present in the moment. The sounds of the city became a symphony. Before they were just noise, muted by my headphones or ignored. Now I heard children laughing in a playground, a musician playing a saxophone on a street corner, the gentle murmur of conversations in different languages. Even the traffic had a certain rhythm. I needed to find a specific bookstore. I remembered the street but not the exact location. My usual instinct would be to search online. Today that was not an option. I looked around. I saw an elderly woman arranging flowers at a stall. She had a kind face. I decided to ask her for help. It felt a little old-fashioned, a little vulnerable even. She looked up from her flowers. Her eyes were bright. I asked her if she knew the bookstore. She smiled. "Oh yes," she said. "It's a lovely place." She didn't just point the way. She started to tell me about the shop, about the owner, about the types of books they had. Her voice was gentle. Freed from the urge to check notifications, I found myself wandering. It was a strange feeling at first, almost as if I had lost a part of myself. But soon, I began to notice things I had never seen before. The world around me seemed to open up, revealing its hidden corners and secret places. I walked down streets I had never explored. Each step felt like an adventure, a journey into the unknown. The buildings, the alleys, the small shops, everything seemed new and exciting. I felt like a traveler in my own city, discovering it all over again. I discovered a tiny park. It was a hidden gem, a place I had passed by countless times without ever noticing. It was as if the city had been keeping it a secret, waiting for the right moment to reveal it to me. It was hidden behind tall buildings. The skyscrapers seemed to guard it, shielding it from the hustle and bustle of the city. It was a sanctuary, a place of peace amidst the chaos. It had a single bench and a small fountain. Birds were chirping. The sound of the water and the birds created a symphony of tranquility. It was a simple place, but it felt magical. It was an oasis of calm, a place where time seemed to stand still. I could feel the stress and worries of the day melting away, replaced by a sense of serenity. I sat there for a long time, just sitting, just being. It was a rare moment of stillness in a world that is always moving. I felt connected to the world around me in a way I hadn't felt in a long time. Just breathing, just being. In that moment, I realized the power of stillness. It was a chance to reconnect with myself, to find clarity and peace. Such quiet places are easily missed. In our rush to get from one place to another, we often overlook the beauty that is right in front of us. But when we slow down, we can see it. I started to see beauty in ordinary things, the way the light hit the buildings, the patterns on the pavement, the small details that make up the fabric of the city, a pattern of shadows on the pavement. It was like a work of art, created by the interplay of light and shadow. I had never noticed it before, but now it seemed so obvious. The way leaves danced in the wind. It was a simple yet beautiful sight. The leaves seemed to have a life of their own, moving gracefully with the breeze, the reflection of the sky in a puddle. It was like a window to another world, a glimpse of the infinite in the midst of the city. My mind was not cluttered with digital noise. It was clear and focused, able to appreciate the beauty around me. I felt a sense of freedom, a lightness that I hadn't felt in a long time. It was open, receptive. I was able to see things in a new light, to appreciate the small moments of beauty that I had previously overlooked. These small moments of beauty felt profound. They were like little gifts from the universe, reminders of the magic that exists in the everyday. They were gifts from the day, each one a reminder to slow down, to appreciate the world around me. Little whispers from the world, now that I was truly listening. The city had a voice, a story to tell, and I was finally able to hear it. Observing people became a quiet pastime, in cafes, on park benches, just watching the world go by. It was a way to connect with the world, to feel a part of something larger than myself. There were moments of what some might call boredom, waiting for a bus with nothing to do, sitting in a cafe after finishing my coffee. These were times I would usually fill with my phone, checking social media, reading an article, playing a game. Now, I just sat. I just waited. It was uncomfortable at first, this emptiness, but then something shifted. The boredom transformed. It became a space for observation, a space for thought. I realized how much I used my phone, to avoid being alone with my thoughts, to escape any moment of stillness. This day, I had no escape. I had to be present with myself, and it was not as bad as I feared. In fact, it was quite peaceful. As evening approached, the city softened. The light turned golden. I found a spot by the river. I watched the sun go down. There was no urge to take a photo, to share it online. I just watched. I absorbed the colors, the feeling of the day ending. It was a beautiful, quiet moment just for me. A personal memory, not a digital one. Returning home felt different. The silence of my apartment was welcoming, not empty. I looked at my phone on the desk. It seemed less important now, less powerful. The day had shown me that I could live without it, that life continued, that there was a rich world beyond its screen, a world I had reconnected with. This experience was a simple one. It started with a decision to step away from the constant buzz of notifications and the endless scroll of social media feeds. I wanted to see what life felt like without the digital tether, just a day without a phone. It seemed like a small change, but it was a profound shift. I felt a sense of freedom as I walked out the door, unburdened by the need to check my screen. But it taught me so much. I began to notice the little things, the way the sunlight filtered through the trees, the sound of birds chirping, the rhythm of my own footsteps. These were moments I had often missed while being glued to my phone. It showed me the value of disconnecting. In the quiet moments, I found clarity. I realized how much noise I had been allowing into my life and how it had drowned out my own thoughts and feelings, of creating space for stillness in our busy lives. In the stillness, I found a deeper connection to myself and the world around me. It was a reminder that sometimes doing nothing is the most productive thing you can do. You don't need to travel far. Adventure and discovery can be found in your own backyard. The familiar streets of your city can reveal new wonders when you take the time to truly see them. Your own city holds many wonders, waiting to be discovered. From hidden alleys adorned with street art to quaint cafes that invite you to sit and stay a while, there's so much to explore. When you put down your screen and look up, you'll see the world in a new light. The towering buildings, the lush trees in the park, the faces of people passing by, all become part of a vibrant tapestry of life. If you feel overwhelmed by digital noise, if the constant barrage of information leaves you feeling drained and disconnected, know that you're not alone. Many of us are seeking a way to reclaim our attention and our peace of mind. If you crave a deeper connection with yourself, with others, and with the world around you, consider taking a break from your phone. Engage in real conversations, make eye contact, and be present in the moment. I encourage you to try it. Choose a day. Mark it on your calendar as a day of adventure and discovery. Plan to leave your phone behind and see where the day takes you. Leave your phone at home, or at least turn it off and put it away. Give yourself the gift of being fully present, or turn it off and put it away. You might be surprised at how liberating it feels to be unreachable for a while. It might feel strange at first. You might feel anxious. That is normal. We have become so accustomed to being constantly connected that the initial discomfort is to be expected. But push through that discomfort. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to relax. Embrace the quiet and the stillness. See what lies on the other side. Be curious. Let the day unfold. You might be surprised. You might discover new places, meet new people, and see your city in a way you never have before. The world is full of wonders just waiting for you to notice.